So you want to get monetized on YouTube, and if so, you are in the right place. In this entire free course that I'm going to be giving to you, I'm going to show you exactly how to get monetized in the fastest way possible in order to make the most amount of money from YouTube. Now, quick disclaimer before we get into the free course, I can't guarantee that just by watching this course, you're going to automatically get monetized. However, what I can guarantee is that I'm going to be showing you the same exact tactics and secrets that have allowed me to get monetized in literally under a month on brand new channels, and tons of my students have also been able to monetize their channels as well by following the steps that we're going to be outlining in this free course. So you can go through this course at your own pace. We're also going to be putting timestamps below as well, so you can jump to whatever section that is going to be most helpful to you. Now, this free course is going to be broken down into the following parts. I'm going to show you exactly how much money that channels can make on YouTube per 1,000 views, depending on what niche that you're in, because it is going to differ depending on what type of content that you're uploading. And then I'm going to show you how to avoid copyright so you can make sure that your channel gets monetized. Then I'm going to show you some specific niches that you need to avoid if you want to get monetized as fast as possible. But not only that, I'm going to also show you the best niches for monetizing your YouTube channel. Then I'm going to break down exactly how I monetized a brand new channel in under 30 days to prove to you that this isn't just luck. If you apply the right strategies, it's very possible to get monetized fast. I'm going to show you how to actually then monetize your channel within your YouTube settings, exactly how to jump in there and get it monetized quickly. And then I'm going to show you some different ways of monetizing that might be a little bit outside the box that you might not have even thought of, that will allow you to make a lot of money potentially on YouTube without even being monetized and without even hitting the requirements for monetization. And I'm super excited for that part because that is what can potentially allow you to make way more money outside of just getting monetized on YouTube. And now everybody who starts a YouTube channel, they want to get monetized on YouTube. The thing is, most people just don't know how to do it. And the thing is, most people don't even understand how much money they could potentially make just by getting monetized. It might be more than what some people think, and it might be less than what other people think, but it depends on a few criteria, which is what we're going to be going over in the first section of this free monetization course. So without further ado, here's exactly how much money that YouTube pays you per 1,000 views on your channel. YouTube shows ads on the videos that you upload at the beginning, sometimes in the middle, and at the end of your videos. Once you get 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, then you can join what's called the YouTube Partner Program. Then YouTube will pay you a cut of the revenue, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, how much you actually make. Now, I personally run a ton of different YouTube channels, and I did some research into both my own channels and other people who've uploaded videos talking about how much money they make per 1,000 views. And the answer is that channels make between $1 and $30 per 1,000 views. So the average channel, based on my research, makes $15.50 per 1,000 views. But with that being said, most channels, from my personal experience, only get around $5 to $10 per 1,000 views that you make. Now, in order to make more money per 1,000 views, you can do a couple things. First of all, you can create a channel in what's called a high RPM niche. Now, RPM is how much you actually make per 1,000 views. And depending on the niche that you're in, some advertisers pay more money to put ads on videos than others. For example, Apple is one of the top advertisers on YouTube, and they're likely going to be putting their ads on technology videos. And Expedia is another one of the top advertisers, and they're likely going to be putting their ads on travel videos. Now, here's a list of some of the highest CPM niches, so feel free to pause this and screenshot if you want. They include finance, make money online, technology, health, investing, travel, legal, insurance, makeup, marketing, real estate, cars, movies, and DIY and tutorials. But with that being said, some channels in lower CPM niches can get more overall views. Some examples of low RPM niches include pranks, scary videos, gaming videos depending on the game that you're playing, and general top 10 videos. Another way to make more money per 1,000 views is to create videos longer than 8 minutes. Then you can go to your YouTube studio, then go to content, and then go down here and select any of your videos. Once you're monetized, go down here to the monetization tab, and then from here, you can add multiple different ad breaks if you click manage mid-rolls right here, and you can put multiple different ad breaks throughout your video. As you can see in this video right here, since it's longer than 8 minutes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ad breaks instead of just one if the video was shorter than 8 minutes. And I recommend spacing out your ad breaks at least every couple minutes so it doesn't interrupt the viewing experience too much. With that being said, don't just make videos for the sake of them being long so you can put multiple ad breaks, because there's a trade-off if you make long videos without actually providing value. So if you make a longer video, make sure to only make it longer by providing more value to the end viewer, and remember, value can be either educational or entertainment value. And keep in mind, videos at every length can go viral. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. And that secret is that this channel that you're watching right now makes over $200 per 1,000 views. Now you might be saying, Matt, how in the world is that possible if channels typically only range from $1 to $30 per 1,000 views? And let me let you in on a secret. This is by selling a digital product with my channel, which is my YouTube course, Tube Mastery and Monetization. And we average around $100,000 per month with this channel, whereas ad revenue only brings in like $6,000 to $12,000 per month. Make sure to check out my video on 12 different digital product ideas that you can sell from your channel. I go over a bunch of different digital product ideas that you could potentially use to make even more money per 1,000 views. And link to that video will be down in the description below. Now let's break down how much YouTube channels could be earning. This channel right here called Chills uploads videos within the scary niche, and I'm using an extension called vidIQ to see how many views per month that they get. So if I click this, they're getting 6.5 million views per month. Now if we copy this number and open up a calculator, I'll show you exactly how to do the math on this. You take the number of views per month they're getting, divide by 1,000, and this will show you how many thousands of views per month they're getting. And then we multiply this by their likely RPM. And in my opinion, their RPM is probably $2 to $3 per 1,000 views. So let's say $3 per 1,000 views, since this is a little bit of a low CPM niche, this channel would be making about $20,000 per month. And this channel called New Money uploads videos in the investing niche and related to finance. And if we see how many views per month they're getting 1.9 million. If we do that same exact calculation where we take this divided by 1,000 and then multiply by their CPM, which I would estimate to be around $20 to $30 per 1,000 views. Since investing, make money online, and finance is a really high CPM niche, let's say $20 per 1,000 views, that means this channel would be making $39,000 per month, and that's just from ad revenue, not counting if they sold a digital product. So as you can see, this channel could be making more money per month than that first channel we looked at, even though it's getting less views. This channel, Tech Zone, uploads technology videos, and the channel pulls in 46 million views per month. And if we do the same exact calculation, but this time putting in an RPM of say $10 per 1,000 views, that means this channel would be making almost $500,000 per month, which is crazy. And in this video, I used RPM and CPM kind of interchangeably, but RPM is how much you actually make per 1,000 views. And when I say CPM, I really mean RPM. All right, I hope you got a ton of value from that last section where I showed you exactly how much money that YouTube can pay you per 1,000 views. I think it's really crucial to understand that, and to understand that there's differences in the amount of money that you're gonna make depending on what type of content that you're doing. Now, one of the things that can kill your chances of making any money from getting monetized on your channel is by not getting monetized in the first place. And there's certain types of content that just cannot get monetized on YouTube. And I personally have taught a lot in past videos about how to run faceless YouTube channels. These are typically channels where you don't even show your face. They're the channels that got me a lot of those play buttons back there. And it's typically content where you're just doing a voiceover on top of the video. However, if you use certain content from YouTube, you can sometimes get copyright striked, which will lose any potential of getting monetized on YouTube. So I want you to understand exactly how to avoid getting copyright striked. And the reason this is really important to you, because if you can avoid getting copyright striked, you can make a lot of money potentially. And there's a few key secrets for doing that, which I'm gonna be going over in the next section of our monetization course right now. There's honestly no other platform out there like YouTube that gives creators the ability to potentially make millions of dollars on it, and the amount of freedom that comes with that can be incredible. But one thing that YouTube never compromises on is its copyright policy. It does not allow creators to re-upload another person's original work. Yet you see tons of channels re-uploading people's videos and making tons of money doing so. One great example that you may even be familiar with is the channel Watch Mojo. It's a faceless channel in the movie and celebrity niche, and it just re-uploads different movie parts, does commentary on them.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie portrayals of real-life gangsters.
Come on, Donnie. Help me fillet this fat.
And currently the channel has over 25 million subscribers, and according to Social Blade, they're making millions of dollars per year just from ad revenue alone. Another example is the channel Dr. Insanity. This is a real-life crime incident-based channel that uses other people's footage and garners over 1 million views on every video. And apart from just these two, there's hundreds of other channels out there that are almost entirely based on other people's content. They do not show their faces, the clips do not belong to them, and sometimes even the voices in these videos are not there. theirs. But these channels are somehow ranking high in terms of views, subscribers, and most importantly, revenue. And this begs the literally million-dollar question: if YouTube has such rigid copyright rules, then how are such channels still working? How are these faceless channels making millions avoiding copyright? Well, in this video, I'm going to be answering your copyright-related questions, and this is coming from somebody who actually runs over 12 of these channels that do exactly this. A lot of them are based on using other people's videos. Now, a big disclaimer before we get into this video: I am not a lawyer, I'm not your lawyer, so this is not legal or financial advice in any way. Take this for what it is, the entertainment value that it is, but today I'm just talking from my personal understanding in doing this. Now, if you're interested in YouTube automation, which obviously you are if you click to watch this video, you should learn what copyright actually means. And to find the answer to this question, I'm not going to make you jump through a bunch of hoops doing a ton of research to find this. YouTube's support page has this answered for us. According to YouTube support, when somebody creates an original work, whether it be a video, a song, or a picture, they automatically hold the copyright to that work. Only they or the people they allow can use, reproduce, or display this copyrighted content. If we look at YouTube's copyright policy, it strictly says creators should only upload videos that they have made or that they are authorized to use. This means they should not upload videos that they didn't make or use content that somebody else owns the copyright to. And just looking at that, it might seem like, how could we possibly use somebody else's content with YouTube spelling it out like that? You may think that nobody could use anybody else's content, but still, there's so many channels, including many of my own, that are using other people's content in the form of clips within their own videos. They might be asking, Matt, how do these channels get away with this without getting tons of copyright claims and getting all of this shut down immediately? Well, these channels are able to do this because they're protected by a copyright doctrine known as fair use. You might have heard of fair use before, but you probably have some misconceptions about it if you haven't taken the time to really understand what fair use actually means. Fair use says that in certain situations, you can use copyrighted material without asking for permission from the copyright owner. And this is an exception to that rule that we talked about earlier. Now, this might sound like a magical word, and you might think that this is specific to YouTube. Well, no, this is specific to anybody reusing anybody else's copyright material, at least within the United States. So therefore, YouTube does not make the determination whether something is fair use or whether it's not fair use. So if your channel deals with copyright claims or copyright strikes, and we'll talk about those a little bit more later in this video, it could theoretically go to court. And then you'll have to comply with the local laws of where you're dealing with that dispute. So different countries and regions have different laws and different rules when it applies to this, but we're going to be talking about fair use under the American context, since YouTube is an American company. And there's 4 super important factors that we take into consideration whenever we are using content under the doctrine of fair use. If the content that you're copying checks all 4 of these factors, in my opinion, it's going to be in a much better position, and it'll be following the fair use guidelines that not only YouTube sets out, but the legal system also sets out in terms of fair use. And remember, I'm not a lawyer, this is just my understanding of this, but I hope this helps. So let's first of all talk about what is not fair use. Compilations aren't fair use, and just linking to another video in your description and saying that you gave them credit is also not, unfortunately, fair use. Now, this may seem like a bad thing because then it's not super easy just to re-upload other people's videos and make compilations. You've probably seen tons of compilations out there. If you literally just look up cat compilation, you'll see tons of videos that are uploaded with millions of views, a lot of them. But unfortunately, a lot of these videos are not able to get monetized. And even if they are, a lot of them get claimed by who owns the original footage, and therefore the money can go to them in some circumstances. And even if a channel does make money short term, like with compilation videos per se, it might be just that, short term. It might not be building a real long-term business with YouTube, which I want to help you do. I would much rather you build a long-term business that you're happy with, that you're able to make money with over a long period of time, because then the work you're putting into this is way more worth it. And while you think this might be a bad thing, it can actually be a good thing depending on how you look at it. I choose to look at this as a really good thing because these copyright protections help our content, first of all, stay protected, and secondly, it adds a barrier to entry that a lot of people who are just going into making money on YouTube don't want to do. So the competition for us is less, and there's not many people really doing this the right way. And the ones that are doing this the right way are a lot of the ones running those big channels like Watch Mojo, for example. They are doing this the right way, in my opinion. So factor number 1 when it comes to fair use use is the purpose of the content. If your purpose of the content is to directly compete with the content that you're using, that is not going to be a good fair use defense in my opinion. So say you find a video of like a cat video or something like that, and you literally just re-upload it to YouTube. It's going to be directly competing with that original cat video. So the purpose of that content is not good in YouTube's eyes and in fair use's eyes. However, if you make a piece of content that's, for example, news-based, and you're reporting on news about something that have happened, and you're talking about that cat video in the context of a larger story, that is a much better defense in terms of fair use in my opinion. So if it's being used for news or entertainment or education in some way, and it's part of a larger context in the video that you're using, that's much better. So if I was, for example, going to use that cat video example, and I did an educational video, let's say, about the top 10 best cat breeds, and I showed that video for only a couple of seconds as I was talking about a particular cat breed, that would be a much better use in my opinion. That's what I personally would do. And to demonstrate this further, let me give you some examples of some channels that are almost entirely based on using other people's content. And the first one I'm going to point to is a channel called Top 5s. This is a channel that actually inspired my faceless YouTube journey. It was one of the first ones that I saw out there, and it inspired me to start making some faceless videos myself. And boy, am I glad that I did, because now I've made millions of dollars from YouTube, and I've been lucky enough to completely change my life, not have to go to college, work a 9-to-5 job. Apologies for going through that if this is the 1000th time that you've heard it, but that Top 5s channel is mostly educational and entertainment based. So they're going to be making videos where the footage that they use is part of a larger context within their video. And there's always a voiceover on top of the video, and it's talking about different subjects and using those videos that it might use from other YouTube channels within the context of that. So transforming the content and giving it another purpose is our first factor when it comes to fair use. Now, the second factor is the source of the content. If you're going to be using content from highly copyrighted sources, for example, movies, TV shows, or stuff like that, channels like WatchMojo have shown us that this is certainly possible, but don't expect a low barrier to entry if you're going to be doing that. You will likely still deal with copyright problems if you're using clips from movies and TVs and everything, because YouTube has a built-in content ID system which will scan your video and you'll get a copyright claim much sooner. You can always dispute that claim, like WatchMojo probably has to deal with, and they probably do that quite a bit. But in my opinion, the source of the content, grabbing it from highly copyrighted places, is not the best for beginners with faceless channels in my opinion. Factor number 3 is the amount of content. So if you're just using a couple seconds from a clip, it's way more likely to be considered fair use than if you show a full 10-minute video within your video. So you want to be switching up clips often, and a way to really help with this is to intermix stock footage throughout your video. You can get that from places like Storyblocks, for example, or if you want some free places, Pixabay or Pexels. And just keeping the amount of copyrighted material you use within your video, especially specific clips, keeping that to a minimum really helps. In the past, I've said, you know, keep it under 10, 13 seconds, and I've called it the 13-second rule. But really, this isn't a hard rule, and this is a big misconception that a lot of people have had. And I always need to specify, this isn't a hard rule, but rather it's just a best practice for doing this, in my personal opinion. Factor number 4 is the nature of the copyrighted work. So what this means is that using material from primarily factual sources is more likely to be considered fair use than from fictional sources. And YouTube tells us this on their website. And what this essentially means is that in general, if you use footage from a factual source, you'll likely be in a better position than from a fictional TV show or movie. Not to say that can't work, because we've already talked about channels doing that, but it's just one more factor to consider that YouTube gives us on their help page regarding fair use. Now at this point, you might be saying, Matt, that's a lot to remember. How am I going to actually implement this actionably on my YouTube channel? And what does all this information actually mean? Well, the reason I've told you all this so far is so you can start just understanding at a high level exactly how fair use works and start thinking in a way that is beneficial to fair use on your channel. But now I want to go over some actionable steps that you can take. Think of this sort of like a checklist. This is what I personally use when I'm generating more content, paying other people to make it for me, making some myself. This is the checklist I look for in terms of fair use on my videos. Number 1, I always want to make sure to have an original voiceover and a script for that voiceover that is not only original, but also provides value to the end viewer, which can be educational or entertainment value. Any kind of value it's given to the end viewer is going to be very beneficial within this part of the checklist. So have an original voiceover. Number 2, keep the amount of individual clips used to a minimum. I try to keep it under 10 seconds. Again, not not a hard rule of fair use, but it's just a best practice that I've personally found. It may also help videos not get flagged automatically with YouTube's Content ID system. Number 3, show mini clips. So this means, for example, putting stock footage in between your clips, maybe referencing articles that you're talking about, showing those on the screen, showing screen recordings, all these type of things. Next, give credit to the original clip that you're using in the description. Now, this is optional. You don't have to do this. YouTube tells us that this might not even make a difference in the final analysis if something's fair use or not. But what I found is that this typically increases goodwill between you and the person's clip that you're using, because you're basically just giving them a free shout out. So I think it can't hurt to do that. And in my opinion, it's a good idea to do when you can. Now, I typically only do this if I'm showing a super large portion of a clip within my video. Like for example, let's say I do a video about the top 10 fastest cars in the world, and I show this one video for quite an extended period of time, then I'll definitely want to give credit to that in the description. And it's just a best practice in my opinion. Now, even doing all of this, there is still a potential of dealing with copyright problems. And if you run a YouTube channel, you will probably have to deal with this sometime within your YouTube journey. It doesn't have to be this big scary thing. I deal with this all the time on my faceless YouTube channels. And the way that I deal with this is that number 1, I make sure that all of my content follows fair use. And number 2, when these pop up, I make sure to dispute these claims, because at the end of the day, I'm following fair use guidelines. So I've had to deal with this dozens upon dozens of times throughout my YouTube journey. I just go into the YouTube studio, dispute the claim, and it allows you to write in why your video is fair use. So I make sure to mention that I follow all of the fair use guidelines that YouTube gives us. I make sure to make it different in nature from the original, and I make sure to actually have my video following fair use guidelines. But even doing all this, there's always the potential of dealing with copyright claims, copyright strikes, whatever. So make sure to dispute it as long as you actually followed fair use. I've never had to deal legally with anything that's resulted from this, but that is a possibility. But there are ways of running channels where you never have to deal with copyright at all. Now, at this point in the video, you might be saying, Matt, that sounds really attractive to me. I would love to just not even have to think about any of this stuff. And if that's you, you can look into channels like running stock footage based channels, which you literally only basically use stock footage within your videos. And channels like World According to Breaks in the travel niche do this, or channels like Body Hub within the health niche do this, or channels like Brainy Dose within the psychology niche also do this. It's basically just stock footage throughout their videos, and they do a voiceover on top of that stock footage, and they do incredibly well. So you could do channels like that. You could do like scary story channels, which are basically just a story that you wrote yourself with like a stock image or even a stock video in the background of it. You won't have to deal with copyright then. Run an animation channel where you pay someone to animate the videos for you. Or if you have original content that you own, for example, I'm recording this video right here, so I own this video, therefore I own the copyrights to it, won't have to deal with problems there. Make sure to use music from the YouTube audio library. You don't have to deal with like copyright problems from music or anything like that. Make it simple, use music from the YouTube audio library. Or if you need a bigger selection, Storyblocks has you covered there. Also, Storyblocks is what I personally use as well. Or do things like screen recording tutorials where you own the content that you're screen recording. Now, do not let this video scare you off from doing faceless YouTube channels. I know we went over a lot within this video, but I hope I made this subject a little bit less scary for you, because at the end of the day, YouTube has completely changed my life with running faceless channels. And if this video can just stop you from, for example, starting a compilation channel where you'd have to deal with copyright all the time, and instead run a channel where you either follow fair use guidelines and you do it the right way as I specified throughout this video, feel free to go back to the fair use checklist at any time, screenshot that or whatever, or you run one of those channels where you never have to deal with copyright either. As long as I've helped you with that, then I consider my job well done. Hope you got a ton of value from that last section on exactly how to avoid getting copyright striked on your videos. Now, at this point, you might be asking, Matt, what types of content specifically, what specific niches should I be avoiding in order to get monetized on YouTube? Because it's one thing to talk about how to avoid getting copyright striked, for instance, but there's specific types of content on YouTube that just can't get monetized in the first place. So here are the niches to avoid in order to get monetized as fast as possible right here. So you may have heard of something called faceless YouTube channels, which are essentially channels that you can run without ever stepping in front of a camera or showing your face. My name is Matt Parr, and I personally run over 12 of these different channels. This channel you're watching right here is just one of my channels, but most of them I don't ever even step in front of a camera or show my face. And the first step in making money on YouTube with these YouTube automation channels is to choose a niche, which is essentially just a category of content to upload in. And by choosing a niche, you'll grow a targeted audience that'll be more engaged with your videos, and then all of your videos can feed each other, which can result in a lot of growth and potentially a lot of money for you as well once you get monetized. And now there are hundreds of different niches to choose from, so it can be incredibly difficult, especially in the beginning. A lot of people get stuck on the step of choosing a niche. But the reason I'm making this video is to save people from choosing the wrong niche. And if you're out there, you're looking for what niche to do, or you're even just thinking about starting another faceless channel to add to whatever business you have, then I just want to make sure that you avoid a few different niches at all costs. And that's what we're going to be going over in today's video. We're going to be going over 8 YouTube automation niches you should avoid at all costs. And niche number 1 that you should avoid at all costs is compilation videos. Now, these are videos where you just basically download a bunch of videos, put them together into a compilation, and re-upload to YouTube. And you might be saying, Matt, what's wrong with that? Well, there's a few things that are wrong with that could potentially stop you from even making money doing this in the first place. And that's because compilations are not what I would consider to be transformative, and they're not what I would consider to be fair use. Essentially, fair use on YouTube is a legal doctrine that potentially allows creators to reuse content from YouTube if they make it different in nature from the original, and if they add significant commentary on top of it. Now, I'm not any lawyer or anything, that's just my best understanding of this, but the problem with compilation videos is that you're not making it transformative, you're not doing a voiceover or any of those things, and unfortunately, a lot of times compilation videos can get copyright claimed by the original people who own the rights to the footage. And not only that, YouTube actually doesn't even monetize a lot of compilation videos. And you've probably seen tons of these compilation videos out there, whether they're animal compilations or whether they're just TikTok compilations re-uploaded on YouTube. You might be saying, Matt, but they're getting millions of views, and that's all fine and well, but don't you want to make money from your channel as well? And if that's the case, I highly suggest staying away from compilation videos. And even if you do get monetized with a compilation channel, it's very likely that that's going to be short-lived, and I want you to build a real long-term business with YouTube, and the way you do that is by following fair use. Now, there is a way of doing compilation videos correctly where you don't have to worry about copyright or anything like that, and that is by getting permission from the respective owners of the clips to use in compilations. For example, channels like Daily Dose of Internet do this, as well as many others, and essentially they not only reach out to people asking for permission to use their clips, but also people at this point submit their clips to these channels in order to promote them, essentially. And also, you can make compilations of your own videos. Like, for example, I've done a bunch of videos talking about how to get monetized on YouTube, and they're all teaching individual parts of the process of getting monetized, but then eventually I just combine them all into a mega tutorial about how to get monetized on YouTube. So it's different than any one of those individual clips, and it's content that I already own, so I have the right to do that. Niche number 2 to avoid on YouTube for faceless channels is meditation or relaxation videos. Now, this one may be a bit confusing to a lot of people, granted that I recently uploaded a video called How to Make Money on YouTube with Simple Meditation Videos. So you might be asking, Matt, why are you saying that's bad now? And the reason is that most people do meditation videos the absolute wrong way. For example, a lot of people simply download some music from the YouTube audio library, put it on some royalty-free video that they get from somewhere like pixabay.com, re-upload it to YouTube, and they call that a meditation or a relaxation sleep music or something of that effect. And the problem with that is it's not original enough for YouTube to always like that type of content. So a lot of these channels, first of all, never end up getting monetized in the first place, or they end up getting demonetized. And I want you guys to make real long-term money with YouTube. So if you're going to do meditation or relaxation videos, make sure you do it the right way. And it's really simple to do that. Just do a human voiceover saying a guided meditation or affirmations throughout the video, or if you're just doing instrumentals or music, make sure that you either paid someone to make that for you from somewhere like Upwork or Fiverr, meaning you own the rights to that, or you make it yourself. And there's tons of meditation and relaxation channels getting millions of views, making tons of money, but you just need to make sure that you're doing it the right way. And I have a video, like I mentioned, that I recently did, talking about how to do meditation videos the right way. So feel free to check that out if you want. I'll link it in the description for you as well. Niche number 3 to avoid is motivational content. So you've probably seen motivational videos out there where it's simply some motivational speech from some famous motivational person, and these can get a lot of views, but the problem with them is that same fair use problem that we were talking about earlier. A lot of times these types of videos aren't considered fair use since you're simply reusing clips from somebody else doing a motivational video and putting that in the background of like stock content or something like that. It's not transformative enough, at least in my opinion, for that to be a safe bet for you. And the way to do motivation videos correctly and to actually potentially make money long-term doing this is to put things in your own words and to run channels with an original voiceover on it. Channels like Brainy Dose are a brilliant example of this. Niche number 4 to avoid for faceless YouTube content is kids channels. Now you might be saying, Matt, what's the problem with kids channels? They get tons of views on YouTube. What could possibly be the problem with that? Well, unfortunately with kids channels, they make a very small amount per 1,000 views. And that's due to the fact that YouTube has implemented something called COPPA, which essentially stands for the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. And what this basically states, from my personal understanding, is that advertisers can't put targeted ads to kids, so therefore CPMs, or how much money you make per 1,000 views, will be drastically lower than content that's aimed at older audiences. So kids, to my understanding, are defined by people who are 13 years or younger. So when you upload your content, you have to check a box that says, is this content made for kids or not? And basically you just check yes or no if that was the intention of what the content was for. And you can't really get around this because if you put the wrong label on the content, YouTube will figure it out eventually. They have people who review videos and everything. So it's best to play it safe. And while you can make money with kids content, it's just not going to be nearly as much as you could with other types of content, which is why I actually do not recommend doing it under any circumstances, really, unless this was just your #1 passion, making this type of content. And to demonstrate this, I had somebody within my Tube Mastery community. I run a course, we have over like 10,000 people within this private community who've paid for access to it. And this one guy, his name was Pete, he ran a kids channel that was quite big. He got hundreds of millions of total views on that channel, and he was getting millions upon millions of views per month. But he shared in the group how much he was making from that, and it was only a couple $100 per month. And if you're going to be getting that amount of views, you could potentially be making way more than a full-time income with other types of content. So that's why I at least suggest steering clear from it if you can. And I just think that there's so many better niches out there. Niche number 5 to avoid on YouTube for faceless niche channels is non-advertiser safe content. And this might seem broad, but it's really simple once you understand what advertisers want to put their ads on and what they don't want to put their ads on. And once I explain this will make perfect sense. So essentially what advertisers are given the option when they put ads on YouTube videos is they can choose whether they want their ads on something called the limited inventory, which is standard, or the expanded inventory, which you have to actually go into all these little settings and choose that individual setting. And most people and most advertisers, they don't do that extra work. They just put it on the limited inventory. And this is what essentially that means, and this is the difference between them. The expanded inventory are videos on YouTube that could potentially include swearing or things that advertisers typically wouldn't deem to be safe content. So like I said, swearing, and then there's a list of a bunch of others as well. Whereas the limited inventory is where you, as a content creator, you want your content going into that category because the majority of advertisers will put ads on that content. You'll make a lot more money as a result. And so really, to make this as clear as possible, just to give you a quick checklist of what to avoid on your content for non-advertiser safe content, make sure you don't do swearing in your videos, make sure there's no violence or other things. Just ask yourself from the perspective of a brand putting an ad on this, like, would I want to put an ad on this type of content? If the answer is no, I personally would steer clear from it. Now, feel free to do what you want to do. Feel free to swear in your videos if you want to, but from the perspective of making as much money as you possibly can, it's simply not a good idea. Niche number 6 to avoid is AI content. Now, you might be saying, Matt, AI has gotten really good over the past few years. Why couldn't I use like robot voices or anything like that, or any of these AI video generation tools that are out there? And the reasoning for that is due to the fact that not all of these tools are that good. So for example, there's a lot of robot voiceover tools out there that just don't sound that great. And if you do content like that, I've had a lot of students not be able to get monetized with that. That being said, there are great text-to-speech voiceover platforms out there, like 11 Labs, for example, which is something that I could actually get behind since it sounds pretty much indistinguishable from a human doing it. Also, things like deepfake videos where you use someone else's likeness or video or audio of them and you basically transfer it into another video, and these are becoming more and more prominent on YouTube. These types of videos may get you in trouble on YouTube because YouTube is now talking about how they're implementing a process where when you upload videos, you have to specify whether that video is using someone else's likeness or not, so they can put a disclaimer on it. And the person that you're using the likeness of could request that video to be taken down as well. So in my opinion, it's best just to steer clear from that unless you're doing it obviously for like parody purposes and you have the person's permission, because I saw some articles where YouTube was talking about if it's for one of those things, they could reconsider it. Niche number 7 to avoid on YouTube for automation channels is music and or lyric videos. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. If you re-upload music on YouTube, it'll probably get flagged under YouTube's copyright system and you probably won't be able to make any money from it. And the way it works is that if the video is claimed, that money will then go to the person who claimed the video in a lot of circumstances. In this case, the owner of the music. And this applies to lyric videos. This applies to any type of video that you have copyrighted music without permission in the video. So if you ever do use music in your video, obviously look into places like the YouTube audio library, which have tons of free music to use. And also, if you run a music specific channel, make sure that either you made that music yourself or you're paying someone from somewhere like Upwork to make the music for you, and you have the full rights to do that. And niche number 8 to avoid is gaming content. Now at this point, you might be saying, Matt, what? I see tons of gaming content get millions upon millions of views on YouTube. Why would you not suggest doing that and taking advantage of that? Well, the thing is that the space is really crowded at this point, and I see so many gaming channels pop up, like just thousands of them on individual games. And unless you're doing something to stand out or be unique from that type of content, I just think there's better niches out there. Now, that's not to say there's not going to be new gaming channels that pop off. There always is, but you'll notice they're typically doing something different. There's typically a reason they're getting that attention, or they're just super valuable and they're doing unique walkthroughs of content or something like that. If you can find a way of doing that, more power to you. In fact, we recently did a video about exactly how to start a gaming channel the right way. Feel free to check that out. I'll also link it in the description for you if you're at all interested in that type of content, because you can do gaming content, but you just need to make sure that you do it the right way. Plus, there's not a ton of money in like affiliate marketing within this niche, and some games require you to have permission from the actual game developer in order to play them on YouTube. So always make sure to search if a game is copyrighted and make sure that you can upload it to YouTube and you have full permission of doing that. And most games now have like privacy policies and terms and conditions that you can read, and then just search for YouTube videos on that. Now, this video is not to say that there is not potential in a lot of these niches. There certainly is, but if you want to have the potential of making a lot of money with faceless YouTube channels, I hope this helps you kind of steer in the right direction for that. And now at this point, you might be saying, Matt, what is the right direction? Where should I be putting my time and attention into in terms of the type of content I upload? And which niches should I choose? And that is a fantastic question. And some of the best niches on YouTube, in my opinion, are related to finance, fitness and diet, technology, travel. Hope you got a ton of value from that last section on the niches to avoid. This will hopefully save you a ton of time and energy that otherwise you may have invested in running any of those different channels in those niches. Now, at the end of that section, I did go over a couple of the best niches for monetizing your YouTube channel. However, I literally just mentioned them in a couple of seconds. If you want a list of over 100 plus of the best niches on YouTube, you can check out my software called Tube Magic. Tube Magic is an all-in-one YouTube AI software that will allow you to generate amazing video ideas based on channels that have already worked. It'll write scripts for you, and it'll even upload and optimize your videos completely for you using the power of AI by scanning videos that have already worked and helping apply those principles to your videos. But a new feature that we just launched on Tube Magic, which relates to choosing the best niche you possibly can that can actually get monetized, is the Niche Explorer tool. With this tool, you can see over 100 plus different profitable niches, and you can see the amount of money that you can potentially make per 1,000 views in those niches, represented by the figure called RPM. If you look at the RPM of any of these niches, you can see an estimate based off of both my experience and all of my successful students' experiences running channels within these niches, so you can get kind of a ballpark idea how much money you could potentially make per 1,000 views in any of these niches. And we're adding new niches all the time within the Niche Explorer tool, so feel free to check that out. We have a completely free trial if you'd like to try out Tube Magic. Just click the link down below in the description. But that being said, I do want to give you as much value as I possibly can within this free monetization course, so I am going to be going over 27 different profitable niches that you can also choose, and showing you actual example channels within those niches so you can understand exactly what to do. And we're gonna be doing that right now. Here's the 27 best AI niches on YouTube. I'm gonna show you example channels within these niches, how they're making money, and how you potentially can too. Well, as it turns out, there's 7 main best niches on YouTube. These are the broad category Magic 7 niches, as I like to call them, and they are the following: AI, health, wealth, psychology, relationships, travel, and technology. Now you might be saying, Matt, why are these the Magic 7? Why are these the overall best niches on all of YouTube? Well, in my opinion, the best niches on YouTube have to meet a few criteria. They have to have videos going up that regularly get over 100,000 views. This in turn proves that there's high demand. They have to have a decent to high CPM or RPM. This is how much money that a channel makes per 1,000 views once it's monetized, and the higher that number, the better, because it means more money for you. And this allows you to make a good amount of money even if you don't have a ton of views. And to make even more money, these niches have to have alternative monetization sources. Most people don't realize that the real money on YouTube is made through these alternative monetization sources. We'll be getting into that a little bit later in this video series. We're gonna have a whole lesson in this video series that shows you exactly how to monetize your channels to the next level, and I'm gonna be showing you a few secrets that have allowed people with tiny channels to make insane amounts of money, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But these niches that I just went over, the Magic 7, all meet these criteria. Now at this point you might be saying, Matt, that's great, but aren't these just very broad categories of niches that you listed? Like, what are the best specific categories under these broad categories? And my answer to that is yes, these are broad categories, and yes, it is a good idea to choose what I like to call a sub-niche within one of these categories. And the reason for this is that if one video takes off on your channel, it'll feed all of the other videos on your channel. You'll have a higher view to subscriber ratio, and you'll be able to implement my secret for getting views and subscribers super quickly, which we'll be talking about in one of the next videos in this series. So now let's go over all 27 of the best niches, and I'm gonna be showing you specific subcategories and example channels within them, so you know exactly what are the best niches to potentially start on YouTube using AI. Now, real quick, before we get into the niches, you might be asking, Matt, what if I want to do a niche outside of the ones that you listed? How can I ensure that it's actually a good niche? Well, if you open up the tool Tube Magic, which we briefly mentioned in the last video in this series, because it's vital that you get this tool in order to get the absolute most from this video series, and you can follow along as I show you how to use it. And Tube Magic has an amazing market research feature called Video Research, which allows you to find the most viewed videos within a niche, and you can sign up to Tube Magic for only $1 for your first week to try it out and follow along with me throughout this video series. If you want to secure that, just click the link below to sign up for your trial account, and then you can follow along with me right here. So if you go to the main tools page on Tube Magic, it looks like this, and we're going to want to go to the ideation section and then go over to Video Research. From here, then, we can search any niche that we're thinking about doing. So for example, let's say we're thinking about doing make money online videos, sort these by the past month, and then go and sort these by the amount of views that the videos have gotten, and that will show you the highest viewed videos. And then if you see at least several videos with over 100,000 views going up regularly on YouTube, you can be sure that you chose a great niche because there's proven demand for it. So for example, the Make Money Online niche has multiple videos going up with over 100,000 views in the past month, so that's a good niche. So now let's get into that broad category number 1, which is AI, and let's get into our first niche, which is a sub-niche of AI, and that is AI news. Here's a channel called Digital Engine, which is within the AI news niche, and this channel pulls in 1.4 million views per month in ad revenue alone, depending on what their CPM is. Now this channel just uploads the latest developments in AI news and so forth, but what's crazy about this channel is that they barely upload. And most of this kind of channel can be almost completely automated with the AI tools I'm going to be showing you in the next video in this series. Niche number 2 is how to grow on YouTube with AI. So there's a lot of people who want to discover how to grow their YouTube channels with artificial intelligence, and these videos I'm making right here fall into that niche. And here's another channel that does this called AI Guy. This guy literally just does screen recordings teaching how to grow on YouTube using artificial intelligence to grow different types of channels, and his channel is pulling in over 500,000 views per month, which is awesome. And you can use any screen recorder out there like OBS, for example, to record your screen for making these types of videos. And he even uses an AI avatar on some of his videos, which is why I also consider this to be an AI niche. And within the next video in this series, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to generate a lot of these videos and the AI tools you can use to do so in a matter of minutes. But if you were to do this niche, here's a quick tip on how you could potentially make 10 times more than just ad revenue. So if that AI guy channel is getting 500,000 views per month, at a $15 CPM, that would mean that he's making around $7,500 per month, which is pretty nice, right? But what if I were to tell you could potentially make 10 times more by signing up to promote software, just like Tube Magic, for example? If you go to the affiliate page of Tube Magic, you can sign up for completely free, and then you could promote it with a channel like this, and you will make a lot more on average than just from ad revenue alone. And you want to look for software that gives very high commissions, like Tube Magic, which gives 50%, and ones that give you monthly recurring commissions for life. Niche number 3 is how to make money online using AI. And this channel called Quirky Quest does exactly that, showing different ways to make money online using AI with different social media platforms to make money. Again, the videos can literally just be screen recordings for this. You can put an AI voiceover on them even. And like I said in the next video, we'll be going over exactly how to do all of that. And now it's time for niche number 4, which is AI tutorials. These can be tutorials showing how to use different AI software. And my students' channel called Debt Busters is a perfect example of this. And this channel is actually ran by one of my top students. This is one of my students who was responsible for me even getting on board with AI in the first place, because he showed me himself making $10,000 per month with AI, and he shows tutorials on how to use different AI software and more. And even though the channel doesn't get 1 million views on every single video, he's still able to make a ton of money. And that's because he's implementing the secrets that I'm going to be showing you within the monetization video within this series. And we're going to be getting into niche number 5, which is gaining muscle. The channel Body Hub is a great example of a channel like this that could be automated almost completely with AI. And you could get stock videos from places like Pixabay, Pexels, Storyblocks if you need a more broad selection of videos, and to put in the backgrounds of your videos, do a voiceover on top of that, or even use an AI voiceover. And Body Hub gets 2.4 million views per month. That could be $24,000 per month at a $10 CPM. And health on average is a higher than normal CPM. And Body Hub mostly focuses around gaining muscle, but niche number 6, which is also within the health category, is losing weight. A lot of people also want to learn how to do this. This is a problem that a lot of people have in their lives. So if you solve that problem with your videos, not only can you potentially make a ton of money, just like the channel Bestie is doing on their channel, which is completely faceless and can be almost completely automated using AI as well, but you can also even make additional money outside of that if you promote partner products that are also related to health. And there's a lot of them out there on places like Digistore24. Bestie pulls 2.6 million views per month, which could be $20,000 to $30,000 per month from ad revenue. Niche number 7 is natural remedies. And the channel Natural Cures is a great example of a channel that's been doing this for a long time and has built up a big backlog of videos on their channel. And they pull in a whopping 4.7 million views per month, which could be $40,000 to $50,000 per month from ad revenue. That's absolutely amazing that this is possible from just one channel. And this just shows the potential of doing this. And this can also be automated almost completely using AI as well. Now we're going to be jumping into the wealth broad category, and that brings us to niche number 8, which is making money online. Now my personal channel, Make Money Mad, is a great example of a channel within the Make Money Online niche, but you might be saying, Matt, that's a personal channel. Isn't this supposed to be a list of the best faceless AI channels? And yes, I actually started Make Money Mad as a faceless channel. If you go back to the first videos on the channel, you'll see that they're literally just screen recordings teaching different concepts about YouTube, and they were completely faceless. And you can literally do this just by putting together slideshows and then recording your screen, and you can generate videos just like that, or even use AI tools to automate a lot of this as well. Niche number 9 is investing. Now you can check out the channel Chris Invest. He generates videos within the investing niche, and they're these whiteboard videos. Now you might be saying, Matt, aren't these videos going to be very hard and complicated to make? Don't I need to be an animator or a designer? No, not at all. You can literally use whiteboard software that's available out there online, like VideoScribe, for example, to generate these whiteboard videos for you, where you literally just drag and drop elements and it'll do all the animating for you. And then you do a voiceover or even put an AI voiceover on it. And Chris Invest, for example, pulls in 191,000 views per month. And I can tell you from experience that doing channels within this niche typically gets a very high CPM. I've seen upwards of even $30 per 1,000 views. I know that sounds crazy, but if you get a very high CPM, that means that this channel could be making anywhere from $5,000 to $6,000 per month. And this is just one channel. Imagine if you ran a bunch of channels like I personally do that got me all of these play buttons right here. And all of the channels that got me all of those play buttons are consistently getting views every single month and consistently making me money. I was out to dinner the other day with my family and my little sister was asking me, how much have you made from some of your old videos when you were just a kid living at home? And we pulled it up. I had an old video that had made over $30,000 that I completely forgot I even uploaded, but it's been sitting there in the background making me money every single month since I was 15 years old. Niche number 10 is the luxury niche. And there's tons of great examples of channels within this niche. For example, Mr. Luxury, King Luxury, and A-Lux. All of these channels have gotten millions upon millions of views on their channel, and they just make videos about, for example, the best private jets and yachts and mansions and stuff that people are interested in regarding that topic. And while all that flashy, fancy stuff is cool, if you want to get more practically into what actually has grown businesses in the past, you could look into niche number 11, which is the business stories niche. The channel Hook is a great example of a faceless channel within this niche that's gotten a ton of views, and they just make videos about how different businesses have grown and the backstories behind them. All right, now it's time to jump into the psychology broad category of videos, and that brings us into niche number 12, which is ancient wisdom. The channel Philosophies for Life is another whiteboard channel, and as we mentioned earlier, you can literally just use AI whiteboard generating software to generate these videos for you, and you can use an AI script generator like the ones that are built into Tube Magic. It'll write the scripts for you and do almost everything for you. You could run a channel like this, and if this is something you're interested in, it may be a great niche to go into. Niche number 13 is confidence. The channel Charisma on Command is a great example of a channel within this niche. Their videos are completely faceless and they pull in 5.3 million views per month, which means they could be making $50,000 to $60,000 per month just from ad revenue, but it doesn't stop there. They also sell a course from their channel, which could 2, 3, 5, 10x the amount that they make from ad revenue. And I'm saying that from experience based on my own numbers from doing that. And now niche number 14 is relationships. This channel called Modern Love Potion makes videos about relationships, and these videos are completely faceless. And there's so many different subcategories under this as well, like how to get an ex back, how to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, how to fix a relationship, how to fix a marriage. There's so many different categories under this. Now we're gonna be jumping into the broad category of travel, and that brings us into niche number 15, which is travel guides. And channels like Before You Go Travel, Touropia, or Mojo Travels are all great examples of channels within this niche that can almost be completely automated with AI with some of the tools I'm going to be showing you within the next video in this series. You can essentially just make guides and top 10 lists about the top 10 best things to do in certain cities. And personally, as someone who travels a lot, I watch a lot of videos like this because they give me a lot of value. And the thing about these videos is that you don't even need to travel to any places to generate them. Niche number 16 is travel ideas. And the channel World According to Briggs has a ton of faceless videos on it that have all been centered around controversial places to travel to or not travel to. And due to the fact that they're a bit controversial, they've gotten a lot of views. So sometimes that can work as well. Niche number 17, also within the travel category, is retirement travel. The channel Scary Harry does videos on this about topics like the best places to retire if you have this much money or less, the best places to retire in different countries and continents and whatnot, and how far money, for example, will go in different countries. And overall, a very unique niche and one that I think has a ton of potential. And the fact that it's finance related as well, because you're talking about money to some degree, means that the CPMs on average are going to be a lot higher. Because the way it works is that you have advertisers on YouTube, and the top advertisers are going to be the ones that spend the most amount of money. Now, who are the top advertisers? Well, it's companies like Expedia, for example, Apple, a lot of huge investment companies and so forth, and they're gonna be putting their money on money-related videos. Expedia is gonna put their money on travel-related videos, which is what this niche is in, and since it has two of the most high CPM topics, could potentially be a great niche. Now we're gonna be jumping into the technology broad category, and this brings us into niche number 19, which is futuristic technology. The channel TechZone does videos about this, and a lot of this can be automated with AI, but they talk about new inventions and technology and innovations. They pull in a whopping 10 million views per month, which at a $10 CPM would be $100,000 per month. That's more than a full-time income for most people every single month on that channel. And here's the thing about TechZone as well. They translate their channel into a bunch of different languages. And what if I were to tell you that you can use AI to even translate your videos, which I'll be showing you as well. So this niche can definitely be a great one. Niche number 19 is technology tutorials. So you could literally just screen record yourself showing how to do tutorials on different software, and the channel Brett in Tech does exactly this. Most of the videos are completely faceless, and he pulls in a ton of views and could potentially make a ton of money as well. And then you sign up to be an affiliate for some of the software that you talk about, and boom, you can make even more money. And now let's get into some bonus niches outside of those initial broad categories, which I consider to be the best niche categories on YouTube. But there's also other types of niches that can certainly work. And I'm going to be going over some that are working right now, that are popping off right now, that you can basically take and use if you'd like. And that brings us into niche number 20, which is animal videos. Now, if you like animals, you're at all interested in them, this could be a great niche to choose. And the channel Forever Green does videos about animals, specifically wild animals mostly, and they pull in over 4 million views per month, which, as we've discussed, can be just an insane amount of money. And this can definitely be a great niche to do. Niche number 21 is the food niche, and you have channels like Mashed, for example. And you could do top 10 lists about different food and everything, and this can almost all be automated with AI. In fact, if you use Tube Magic's built-in how-to scriptwriter feature, you could even create food tutorials with it, and you could put in, for example, how to bake a cake. Select 1,500 words, so it's a 10-minute video, and boom, have an entire script ready about how to do that. Niche number 22 is the car niche, and you have channels like Modern Muscle, which create videos about cars, but they specifically mostly focus on muscle cars. Think about how many different car types are out there. You've also got supercars, sports cars, even just everyday driver cars, and you can make car comparisons, top 10 lists. The ideas here are endless. And again, if you use Tube Magic, go to the scriptwriter feature, go to list videos. You could, for example, say, make me a top 5 video about the top 5 fastest cars, and it'll generate that for you instantly. Niche number 23 is scary videos. Typically videos that elicit some type of emotion within people are ones that people enjoy watching, and you'll notice that's why scary movies are so popular, because it makes us feel something. And this same concept applies on YouTube. You've got channels like Chills or Top 15s, which produce videos about scary topics, and they pull in a ton of views. Niche number 24 is the celebrities niche. Channels like Nicki Swift or Grunge or Looper are all great examples of channels within this niche, and they create videos about different celebrities and the movies they're in. And I actually think if you're gonna be doing anything related to movies or entertainment or anything like this, that focusing on the celebrities specifically is a better way of going about it, so you don't have to deal with copyright or anything that might come if you are, for example, having to play movie clips within your videos. I'd recommend focusing more so on the behind the scenes and the celebrities and everything like that, which is why I'm putting this on this list of some of the best AI niches. And most of this can be generated with AI. Niche number 25 is top 10 videos. And the channel Most Amazing Top 10 is a perfect example of a channel crushing it with top 10 videos. In fact, they're pulling in 4.6 million views per month. And if you go to the most popular video on their channel, as you can see, it's about 10 convicts who freaked out after a life sentence. And that brings us into niche number 26, and this is one that's really blowing up right now on YouTube. I see so many channels doing this successfully. Honestly, I think it's also one of the most underrated niches for this year, and that is the true crime niche. And you got channels like The Finest, which pulls 6 million views per month, and Real Crime, which gets 7 million views per month. And niche number 27 is documentaries. This is another hugely underrated niche that I think there's a lot of potential in. Long-form documentaries, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes long, have a ton of potential on YouTube. This has always been a great niche on YouTube, but now with AI to automate a lot of doing this as well, it can really help a lot. You see channels like Jake Tran, Magnets Media, and a bunch others that are blowing up right now with documentaries about different subjects. And if you do a subject, for example, related to finance, you'll get a much higher on average CPM. And in the past, you'd have to do a ton of research into finding the nitty-gritty details with everything involved in a topic, reading tons of Wikipedia pages and everything. But now AI can do all of that work for you, which we'll be going over very soon in the next video in this series. Now, all of the channels that we just went over, they are faceless channels. But that being said, AI can also help you even if you're running a personal channel. I use all of the tools that I'm about to show you in the next video in this series, even on my personal channel, Make Money Matt, which gets over 1 million views per month. So these can definitely be applied no matter which type of channel you're running. And these strategies that I'm also going to be showing you within this series, and my secret on how to grow super fast is also applies to all types of channels. And if you did run a personal channel, for example, you could run one in the AI niche, which is fantastic. You could make one like the channel AI Andy. He just reviews different AI tools and so forth, gets a ton of views, potentially makes a ton of money as well, because lots of companies will pay you to sponsor those types of videos. You could also sell a course from your channel, and of course sign up for affiliate programs like the Tube Magic affiliate program, so you can get those monthly recurring commissions for life. Now throughout this video, I've mentioned CPM and RPM a couple of times, and this is how much money you make per 1,000 views on your channel, and the higher the number, the better. So I'm just gonna give you a list of the highest CPM niches. Here they are. Feel free to screenshot this or come back to it anytime. These are the highest CPM niches on YouTube, from my personal experience and seen tons of other people running these channels as well. And just remember, if you're ever in doubt about a niche or you don't know which niche to choose, just remember that this list of niches on the screen right here are the absolute best on YouTube, in my opinion. These are the best niches. And that's wealth, health, technology, travel, and tutorials, especially ones related to AI, because that's only gonna become bigger and only gonna become more trending over time. All right, so now you understand the best niches of getting monetized, which niches to avoid in order to get monetized, how to avoid copyright, and how much you can realistically make per 1,000 views once you do get monetized. Now, what if I were to tell you that I personally monetized a YouTube channel in just 30 days to prove to you that it's not luck? Now, obviously, I can't guarantee you're gonna monetize your channel within 30 days just by watching this. I'm a professional at this. I've been doing this for many years at this point. But that being said, I do believe that I can show you the fundamental things that have worked for me, and I truly believe that those fundamentals will work for you too, as well as a few key secrets, which I'm gonna be showing you in the next section, as well as how I monetize that channel in just 30 days. Here it is. It genuinely blows my mind that people aren't using these simple strategies to get monetized on YouTube faster. I just monetized one of my newest faceless YouTube channels in under 30 days by applying these techniques, and I did that to prove to you that this is not luck. I've been running successful faceless YouTube channels since I was in high school, and I know for a fact that growing successful YouTube channels is more than just luck. And these strategies are exactly how I'm running over a dozen different faceless YouTube channels that got me play buttons just like this, and my absolute fastest record for getting monetized on a brand new channel and meeting the threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, which allows you to put ads on your videos, and then you in turn get a cut of that ad revenue, is in just under 2 weeks. In 13 days, I was able to enter the YouTube Partner Program, which is absolutely insane, and most channels do not do it that fast. In fact, most of my channels that I run have not done it that fast. Now, at this point, you might be saying, Matt, 4,000 hours watch time, 1,000 subscribers, isn't it going to take forever to reach those milestones? And see, that's the problem. A lot of people are intimidated by these numbers and they think they're so big, but what a lot of people don't understand is that it's simply a math equation. For example, my personal channel that you're watching right now, Make Money Matt, it gets nearly 4,000 hours of watch time every single day. Now, at this point, you might be saying, Matt, but it's taking you years to build up this channel and get to that point. And my answer to that is absolutely. However, you only have to get 4,000 hours of watch time total on the history of your entire channel. And let's break down the math so we're not intimidated by this. Just understanding this and understanding the math behind this is the first step for making this happen. Let's say you were to take a month and go all in on YouTube, meaning you upload a new video every single day for the entire month. And let's say that every one of your videos is about 12 minutes on average in length. And let's say each one of those videos has an average view duration of about 50%. Now, we might be being optimistic. We might be even estimating low for some channels. Every channel is different. These are just estimations. That would mean that you're getting 6 minutes of watch time for every new view that you get. And in order to get 4,000 hours of watch time, you would only need 40,000 views. Now you might be saying, Matt, 40,000 sounds like a huge number, but it's really not if we break it down between 30 different videos, if we take a whole month uploading a new video daily. In fact, you only need a little bit over 1,000 views per video. And this number can go even lower if you upload more videos. Now, realistically, you're not going to get the same amount of views between all of your videos, obviously. In fact, most of your views are going to come from a small percentage of your uploads. Typically, what I've seen across my YouTube channels is that around 90% of the views come from only 10% of my videos. And those 10% are what drive the majority of views. So even if a lot of your videos barely get any views, if you only have a couple pop off, you can still hit that 40,000 total views across your channel 100%. And also, most of your first videos are barely gonna get any views, but then a couple may explode if you implement the right strategies, and I'm gonna be sharing some secrets with you in this video. Now you might be thinking, Matt, that sounds great, but what about the 1,000 subscribers I have to get? How am I going to get that? Well, you see, on average, for YouTube channels, the average channel has a 1 to 3% view to subscriber ratio. This means that for every 100 views that an average channel gets, they get 1 to 3 subscribers. Now, for my faceless channels, it's more like 1%, whereas on my personal channel right here, it's upwards of 3%. So let's put your number somewhere in the middle. Let's say you get 2 subscribers for every 100 views that you get. So for those 40,000 views that we estimated, if just 2% of people subscribe, you're going to get 800 subscribers, which pretty much brings you all the way there. It's only a matter of time until you hit 1K. Now, just a little disclaimer, this is obviously a hypothetical scenario, and every channel is different. I can't guarantee that if you upload videos every day, you're going to automatically get 100 subscribers. However, I want to help you hit that milestone as fast as possible, so I'm gonna break down my secrets that I've learned on my decade here on the platform, and what I can guarantee is that I'm gonna straight up show you what I've done. You see, most people on YouTube, they guess and hope what is going to work. However, not many people actually go in with a plan and a strategy, and I want that to be different for you. I wish I had a video like this when I was first starting my channel. So let's get into secret number 1. You see, a common mistake that a lot of YouTubers make when they're first starting on the platform is guessing what is going to work and what's not. And you can't really blame them because they just don't know. And I personally was the exact same way. But a huge advantage that you can have if you're just starting a channel is to just not guess. Literally just take inspiration and model what has already worked on YouTube. And if you see multiple videos on a certain subject that you're thinking about doing and getting over 100,000 views, then check that box. That could be an incredible video to model. And this may seem trivial, but this is actually how you get monetized on YouTube fast. Now let's get into secret number 2. And this is something not a lot of people think about, and it's a little bit outside the box, but trust me, this works amazing. Once you find a few good video ideas on some different channels, consider combining them into a single video. Let me explain. For example, on my personal channel you're watching right here, my 2 top videos are the laziest way to make money online, and then also how to make money on YouTube without making videos. Those are my 2 top videos. So if we combined them, what would that title look like? Well, if we do some thinking here, we could do a title similar to laziest way to make money on YouTube without making videos. So we're taking 2 aspects that have already worked. If they're within a single niche, this could be a match made in heaven, and you can take inspiration from already viral YouTube channels. So let's say you're starting a faceless YouTube channel, like a lot of my audience is, and let's say you're going into the travel retirement niche, which helps people figure out which countries are the best to retire in. And as you can see, this channel right here called Scary Harry does exactly this. Gets a ton of views, by the way, doing this. And let's say we wanted to implement this technique of combining 2 already popular videos. What you can essentially do is take a look at a few of these videos, like if we're going through here. As you can see, one of the videos is 10 easiest countries to retire comfortably, and another top video is 15 safest countries to live. So what if we combine them and we did 15 safest countries to retire comfortably, right? So I just want to show that this concept works for all types of channels, for evergreen content, and if you're combining topics within a single niche. However, you can even look outside of your niche to see what types of videos are working, and hopefully you can get some more ideas from that. Now let's get into secret number 3, which is if you see titles, thumbnails, and topics working well on other people's channels, they could potentially do really well for you also. For example, if you see that within your niche, there's a lot of text in thumbnails, or the contrary, if you see that faces in thumbnails seem to do good within your niche, make sure to model that and double down on what works and cut out what doesn't. Now you're probably asking, Matt, if I do all this and model what works, how is my video going to stand out? Isn't it going to just be one among thousands of other videos out there on YouTube that are the exact same? And the answer to why people would watch your video over other people's is value. And here's how you can make your videos more valuable. And this will in turn help you get monetized way faster as well, because at the end of the day, the algorithm is literally just a reflection of people watching it to a large degree. And it's pretty easy in theory to make your videos very valuable, and here's how you do it. What you do is open up 3 of the top videos within the topic that you're thinking about, and then watch through each video. Sometimes I like to do this at 2x speed, and write down all the top points from all 3 of the top videos. And then incorporate these points into the scripts in your videos, and you will give 10 times the amount of value as any one of those videos, because it'll all be in one for your desired end audience. Another great strategy is to go into the comments section of those videos, see what questions people have, any additional comments or concerns or anything like that, and make sure to answer those or include those within the video to give that additional value. So that will make your video stand out a lot more. All we're really modeling is, for example, the packaging of the video and the video idea itself, but our video will stand out by a ton if we implement this secret that I just shared with you. And when I'm saying value, I'm not just talking about about how-to content either. Value can be either educational or entertainment value. Both of those are value propositions. Now, secret number 4 is to upload 30 to 60 videos on your channel. I recommend posting minimum once per week on your channel in the beginning. And if you can, upload 3 to 5 times per week. And if you really want to take this seriously, you can do daily content if you can produce valuable content as well. Now, secret number 5 is to make sure that your content is monetizable. Because our worst case scenario is uploading tons of content to YouTube just to find out you can't even monetize it in the first place. So what types of content can't you monetize? This is typically content like TikTok compilations or YouTube compilations where you don't change anything else in the video and you're just re-uploading sports clips or something like that. These can be things that advertisers may not want to put their videos on as well. And I go way more into this in my YouTube course, Tube Mastery and Monetization, but essentially my checklist for making sure that your videos can get monetized is the following. Number 1, follow YouTube's fair use policy. Number 2, make sure to have a human voiceover or a very realistic voiceover within your video. Number 3, make sure your content is transformative. And this in part means giving additional value in the form of your commentary on that video and making it suitable for a different market than the original video was intended for. And I'm not a lawyer, so this obviously isn't legal advice, but this is my understanding of it. And now secret number 6, which will help your videos explode and get monetized way faster, is taking one of the juiciest, best parts of your video and putting it at the very beginning of your video in order to hook people and get their attention. This is especially applicable if you're doing entertainment-based faceless content. And another thing you can do is mention how at the end of the video, there's this extra hidden value that will make them want to watch through to the end of that video. For example, if you're making a video about the top 10 fastest cars, you might want to say something like, and just wait for number 2 and especially number 1. These are cars you may not even believe exist. Sneak peeks like this build suspense and improve audience retention. And for example, if a video has a 75% audience retention rate at the beginning of the video and 50% or more in the middle, it's very likely to go viral across many niches. Obviously, every niche is different and every circumstance is different, but these are the averages that I found after uploading hundreds of videos with over 1 million views each. And another thing you can do is ask a question towards the beginning of your video that then you immediately answer, and then another question rises up and you answer that one right after that, which is kind of what I'm doing with this video. And essentially the way of structuring these videos really just provides the end viewer with more value. And that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. If people want to be entertained, you hook them and then you give them a payoff. If people want to learn something, you ask questions that they're going to want to know about and you invoke curiosity, and then you answer those questions and then ask the next logical question and then answer that. So you're giving people value along the way and also building up to a bigger payoff in the end. Like for this video, for example, your big payoff will be to get your channel monetized or get another one of your channels monetized. And the reason this is important for getting your channels monetized is that if people watch your videos longer, they do better in the algorithm and you'll hit those milestones faster. Now, secret number 7 is to make longer videos, because longer videos will accrue more watch time on average. Even if you only get 10% audience retention on a 1-hour video, boom, you just got 6 minutes of watch time. Also, for videos longer than 8 minutes, you can put multiple ad breaks throughout your video, and that will allow you, once you get monetized, to make way more money. But you don't just want to make longer videos for the sake of them being longer. For example, I've had lots of videos blow up that are sub 10 minutes, that are 5 minutes long. For example, one of the top videos here on Make Money Matt's only about 5 minutes long. What you want to do if you do go ahead and make longer content is to fill that content with extra value. So it's worth it for people to watch as much of that video. Videos at every length can go viral because it's all relative and there's more factors within the algorithm. For example, session time, if people go from one of your videos to another one of your videos. But if you want to get monetized fast, consider just making a couple of longer videos to see how they do. Now, secret number 8 is to get monetized before you ever even get monetized. And trust me, I know that sounds absolutely crazy and you're probably asking how in the world would I ever do that? And the answer is that you just have to implement a simple strategy, which I'm going to be sharing with you right now. You see, on this channel you're watching right now, I was able to monetize this channel with only 5 videos on it. And I started making hundreds of dollars per day before the channel ever got monetized with ads. Now, how did I do that? With alternative monetization sources. Now, an alternative monetization source is essentially a way of making money from YouTube by referring traffic somewhere else and then making money either through selling your own digital product or any type of product, or promoting somebody else's product as an affiliate. Now, if you go the affiliate route and promote somebody else's product, I personally would make sure that it's a high payout partner digital product. That means that it's charging over $500, so you'll get at least $250 every sale you refer. And digital product means that it can be fulfilled digitally. And the best type of digital product is an online course. Now, I have an online course called Tube Mastery, and we've paid out over $600,000 to affiliates, and a lot of those affiliates are directly here on YouTube, so that can certainly work to make a lot of money, and I personally make over $10,000 a month with affiliate marketing on my channels. Now, secret number 9 is to jump into your YouTube analytics and look at a couple key statistics. So once you get about 30 videos uploaded on your YouTube channel, it's vitally important that you look into what's working, what's not, and then improve on the next batch of videos. So the way you do that is jump into your channel just like I'm here right now, and then go on over to your analytics, and specifically what you want to go to is the content tab right here, and you want to see what your channel average click-through rate is. This is what % of people click to watch your video as opposed to all of the other videos out there that they come across. And you want to make note of your channel's average click-through rate. Mine right here is 5.7%. Then on every new video that you upload, if you go to your content tab right here and then go down to looking at an individual video, for example, this one, and then click the analytics button under that video, then what you want to see is what % of people click to watch your video. For example, this one is 8.4%. So this tells us that this thumbnail is a higher than average click-through rate for our channel, so we're going to keep it. But if you upload videos that have lower than your channel's average %, then what you want to do is design a new thumbnail, modeling what's already working on YouTube, and then throwing that thumbnail on that video that you already have uploaded, and sometimes you can help explode videos doing that. And next up, if you go back to your content tab right here and scroll down, you can see key moments for audience retention. So take notes of what's keeping people's attention, what's making retention go up and down. And then if you go to your audience tab right here, you can see when your viewers are on YouTube, so you know when to post videos. So for me, that'd be about 10 a.m. in the time zone that I'm in. You can see what other videos that your audience is watching to give you more video ideas, and those are the key statistics to look at. And now secret number 10 is to follow this action checklist I'm going to give you. Pick a niche that's been proven to work on YouTube, post at least 30 videos to your channel, and stay consistent with an upload schedule. You can even schedule uploads directly within your YouTube studio if you want. Research and analyze the data from those 30 videos to map out your next 30 videos. Come up with some alternative monetization methods and make sure you're within a niche that can do that. The best ones are typically health, wealth, happiness, relationships, travel, and technology. Upload consistently, don't look back. A lot of people step into YouTube expecting hundreds of thousands of dollars their first month. Don't be one of those people. Instead, be someone who actually takes action with this and follows through with it to its logical conclusion, posting 60 to 100 videos so you can potentially have a huge channel down the line. And once you start posting videos, do not let that momentum give up. Keep posting and reward yourself for every little milestone, even your first 10, 100 subscribers. Make sure to celebrate that so you stay motivated with this. It's vitally important that you do that. All right, now you'd understand exactly how to grow your channel fast in order to hit those requirements for monetization as fast as possible. Now, once you actually hit those requirements of 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers on your channel, now it's time to actually jump into the settings and get your channel monetized, which I'm going to show you how to do in this next section here. We're going to be jumping on the computer together. So once you hit those requirements, you understand exactly how to get monetized. And even if you haven't hit the requirements yet, it's still very important to watch this section because I'm going to show you a few settings that you can do to make sure that once you hit those requirements, you're not losing out on any money. And we're going to be taking a look at that right now. And the first thing we need to do is make sure that we hit the requirements for monetization. And in order to do that, we can jump on the computer right here and I can show you exactly what to do. All you need to do is go to your YouTube channel by clicking your profile picture, clicking view your channel, and then go down here to manage videos. From here, we're going to want to go to our analytics. So if we go to the left-hand side, we just click our analytics tab right there. And then from here, we want to select the last 365 days to see the stats for the past year on your channel. And what we're looking for specifically is watch time. We need 4,000 hours of watch time in the past 365 days in order to get in the YouTube Partner Program and monetize our channel. And as you can see, this channel right here has 8,000 hours of watch time in the past year. So it hits our requirement number 1, but now we need to make sure that we hit requirement number 2, which is having 1,000 subscribers on your channel. And that is very easy to check. Just go to your YouTube channel, see how many subscribers the channel has. For example, this one has 5,000. So we are all set and ready to monetize. Now, in order to actually get your channel within the YouTube Partner Program and monetized, you need to go to the left-hand side of your Creator Studio and then go down here and select this Earn button right here. And as you can see, now the Apply button is ready to be clicked. So we just click Apply now, and from here, it's going to bring us to the steps to actually sign up to earn money from YouTube. Now, all you have to do first and foremost is review the base terms, and you can click Start to begin that process. And they require that you actually scroll through and read all of these terms right here. And upon doing that, then you can click I accept base terms and click Accept Terms, and then scroll down to step number 2, which is to sign up for Google AdSense. And if you don't already have an AdSense account, that's totally fine. AdSense is how you're going to actually get paid from YouTube when you make your money. It's going to be deposited into an AdSense account, which is a company owned by Google, and then that money will be sent to you on a monthly basis depending on how much money you make, and I'll get into that in just a second. But let's begin this process of connecting an AdSense account to our channel by clicking Start. And if you don't already have an existing account, just click No, I don't have an account, and then on the next screen it will prompt you to create your AdSense account. You can use the same exact Gmail that you made for your YouTube channel. It's totally fine. Now, I already have an AdSense account since I run over a dozen different YouTube channels, and I've been making money from YouTube back since I was a teenager. So I'm gonna click yes, I have an existing account. And all I had to do was select the Google account associated with my AdSense account. And then from here, once you have that set up, you can scroll down and then click Accept Association. And then you'll be brought back to your YouTube studio where you can start the next step. So now that you have an AdSense account, as you can see, it says this step is done. Now it's time for step number 3, which is to get reviewed and get within the monetization program. And as you can see down here, it says that we'll email you a decision usually within a month. I found that it usually takes much faster than this, literally only a couple days in order to get into the YouTube Partner Program. So this channel should be set and monetized very soon. So what I'm gonna do right now is log into one of my channels that is already monetized and making money, which is my main personal channel, Make Money Matt, right here. As you can see, this channel makes a lot of money every single month just from the YouTube Partner Program and being monetized. But our next step to do is to enable ads on all of your videos once you're accepted in the monetization program. So you'll get an email notifying you that you've been accepted. Then our next step is to go to your videos manager within your YouTube Creator Studio. And then you'll see a brand new tab added to your YouTube Studio where it says if monetization is on individual videos on your channel. Now, in order to make this faster, so you don't have to go video by video, you might have 100 videos on your channel to monetize, you can just go to the left-hand side, click this Select All button right there, and then click Edit, and then go to Monetization, and then select On right there, and then click Update Videos. Now, in order to make as much money as you possibly can from YouTube, there's a few crucial settings that I recommend enabling, which I'm gonna show you right now. So once you monetize your videos, boom, you're making money now from your YouTube videos every single time somebody views them and sees an ad on your video. But in order to make the most amount of money, you need to go into individual videos and edit a few settings. What I recommend doing is sorting your videos by the highest view to the lowest so that you're doing the videos that are getting the most amount of views first, especially if you have a lot of videos on your channel so this doesn't take too long. Then just select your videos one by one and then go edit these settings. Go to the left-hand side and then go down to the monetization tab and make sure that you have all ad types selected. So make sure you have before video pre-roll ads, during video mid-rolls, and after video post-rolls, and select all types of ads so you can make as much money as you possibly can. And then for your videos that are longer than 8 minutes, you can make even more money from them by putting what are called mid-roll ads throughout your video. And in order to do that, go down here and click Manage Mid-rolls. And what I recommend doing is placing ads about every 2 minutes throughout your video, tapering them off towards the end of the video. So as you can see, this 11-minute video right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads throughout the video. That'll help you make a lot more money, in fact, multiple times in many circumstances, than your videos that are shorter than 8 minutes. So go do that with all of your most viewed videos. Then the next setting I recommend doing to make sure you make as much money as possible is go to the left-hand side right here and go down and click this gear icon that says Settings. From here then, go on up to Upload Defaults and then select Monetization. And from here, you can select all ad types, make sure all of these boxes are checked, and that will enable all of your new videos that you're uploading to be fully monetized to their maximum potential, so you don't have to remember to do that every time you upload a YouTube video. And there's something I wanted to mention about Google AdSense now once you're monetized, which is that there is a $100 threshold before you get paid out your earnings. So in most circumstances, you'll get paid out every single month from your Google AdSense account to your bank account, and you'll connect your bank account to Google AdSense during that sign up process, and they will require some information, for example, verifying your address in many cases. Totally normal. I had to do the same exact thing when I was setting this all up myself. But once you do that and you start making money from your channel, then that money will be stored in your AdSense account. And if we jump on my computer right here and go into my AdSense account, as you can see, it might sometimes be confusing because you might log into AdSense right here and see that it says $0. And you might say, wait, I've made a lot of money on my channel. If I go into my analytics right here, it's saying that I'm making all this money, but where is it in my AdSense account? So this is very important so you don't get too confused. Make sure when you're clicking Payments Account that you click this drop down and select YouTube. And that's because AdSense on websites, where you put ads on websites in order to make money, is a separate branch of AdSense, so you want to make sure that you specify YouTube. And now, as you can see, your last payment was issued right here for this much money, and it says paid monthly if the total is at least $100, aka your payout threshold. So you do need to build up $100, but don't worry, that money will be stored for you and it's your money. As soon as you hit that threshold, you'll start getting paid that amount monthly. Hope you got a ton of value from that last segment on exactly how to jump into the settings and monetize your channel. Now remember, at the beginning of this course, I talked about that there's a few key secrets that you can implement in order to make a ton of money from YouTube without even being monetized. And that's because there's several key ways of monetizing your YouTube channel that extend beyond just ad revenue. And that's what I'm going to be showing you in this next section of the course, some of the best ways of monetizing your YouTube channel so you can make way more than you can just from YouTube ad revenue. Let's get into it right now. YouTube puts ads on the videos that you upload. And they do this once you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time and you join something called the YouTube Partner Program. And if you're in a higher CPM niche, you'll typically make around $10 per 1,000 views, typically anything related to wealth, health, technology, or travel. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of advertisers within these niches, so therefore they're going to be putting their ads on these types of videos, which therefore drives up the amount of money that you'll make. And that's why I mentioned in video number 2 in this series that choosing a high CPM niche is very important. Now, in some high CPM niches like finance, for example, I've seen channels get upwards of $30 or more per 1,000 views. So that is certainly possible. And let's say you were to get $30 per 1,000 views. You do a channel within the Make Money Online niche, for example. You get just 100,000 views per month and boom, you're making $3,000 per month. And just imagine if you had just one channel making you $3,000 per month. How could that potentially change your life? Imagine running 5+ channels. Now, a trick to make as much money as you possibly can from ads is to generate videos that are longer than 8 minutes. And the reason for that is because then at that point, YouTube allows you to add multiple ad breaks throughout your video, which can multiply the amount of money you make from those videos several times. So if you make, for example, a 10-minute video and put an ad at 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and then an ad at the beginning and end of the video, that will multiply the amount of money you make from that video by a lot. And YouTube ad revenue is amazing. Like, imagine you had an income stream $3,000 to $5,000 per month. Obviously, I can't guarantee that just by watching this video series, but let's just say hypothetically you're able to do that. That's awesome, and I think anybody would be pretty happy with that. Just have that extra money coming in to pay for whatever you want to pay for in your life. But as good as YouTube ad revenue is, it's not actually my favorite. Let me let you in on a secret, which is how to make 10 times more money than 99% of YouTube channels out there. And the secret is to go to websites like digistore24.com and sign up to promote what are known as high payout partner products. These are primarily digital products that you can sign up to promote from your channel. And if you're within a niche like health, wealth, happiness, relationships, or travel, these are niches where people likely have problems in. And if you sign up to promote a digital product that solves those people's problems, usually in the form of an online course, then you can promote that in the link in the description of all of your different YouTube videos. And let's say you got a 50% commission on a $1,000 product, which means you make $500 per sale. Get just 20 of those per month. And if you're getting 50, 100,000 views per month, that is more than possible. Boom, you're making $10,000 per month from a channel that otherwise you might only be making a couple thousand from ad revenue, which, like I said, is awesome. But imagine you could make $10,000 per month by implementing this secret. And that's only if a tiny percentage of people buy based off of that math. And for example, you can go to mappar.com/affiliates. You can sign up to promote any of my personal courses as an affiliate as well. And I give a crazy 50% commission if you go out there and do that. Because I like to view it as you're helping me by promoting my product, might as well help you and give you a crazy good commission if you wanted to do that. But you don't just have to promote my products. There's tons of different digital products out there that you can promote. There's things like ebooks, guides, but my favorite is going to be online courses. And you could always make your own online course if you wanted to, but the benefit of promoting a proven online course that's already been made is that number one, you don't need to be an expert, and number two, you don't have to spend potentially months building that product like I've had to do with Tube Mastery. But you can certainly do your own if you'd like to, but I just want to give you that option so you have something that you can promote right away. Now, digital products are awesome, and promoting them as a high payout partner, epic. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way of not only making money once from your sales, but making money again and again every single month? That's the power of a secret that I was told by one of my top students named Kari. And that secret is the power of recurring. And let me just break down the math on this so you can understand how amazing it is. If you get just 400 people paying you $50 per month and you get 50% of that, that's $10,000 per month for you. And that's recurring for life as long as people stay subscribed. For example, take a look at this channel called AI Guy. We've mentioned him a couple times throughout this video series. He generates videos about the latest AI software and using that to grow on YouTube. Now, he's an affiliate for the Tube Magic software, which we've also mentioned throughout this series. And by doing that, he's promoting a tool that not only is he gonna make money once when he refers people to sign up, but he's gonna make money again and again. And that's why that's so smart. And if you wanted to go out there, run a channel like his, you could sign up to promote products like Tube Magic by going to tubemagic.com/affiliates. And we've got tons of different affiliate resources there for you if you want to go out there and do that. And we give 50% commissions, which is crazy on a recurring product. You will likely not find another affiliate product that offers that. And now here's how you can take that to even the next level to make even more money, and that's by implementing something called a bridge page. This is simply a page between the traffic from YouTube and the sale that you get when you refer people to your high payout partner product, whether it's a software, course, whatever. You have a page in between that, and that page essentially lets people transition into that easier, and also it allows you to collect their email. You simply put a page, sometimes with a video, sometimes literally just a headline, and you can do this with a variety of different software like Kajabi, for example. You can collect people's information and then refer them to the product that you're selling. So not only are you getting sales, but you're collecting emails. If you build up a sizable email list, you can email them again and again into the future as long as they stay subscribed to your list. And that way you can make a lot more sales. Like a common benchmark with email marketing is that if you email your list consistently, a lot of people have said you make around $1 per person on your list. So you get 10,000 people on your list, you'd want to be making $10,000 per month. So you can see how valuable an email list can be. Now that one YouTube channel called Natural Cures that we talked about earlier in this video series, which does videos about health and wellness, they could, for example, sign up to promote any of the health courses that are available on Digistore24 or ClickBank. This cryptocurrency channel called Satoshi Stacker could sign up to promote these crypto courses from Digistore24. This animal channel called Animal Facts could promote this dog training course. This technology channel called Top 10 Zone could sign up to promote affiliate links from Amazon for each of the products that they mentioned throughout their videos. And this channel called Celestial Inspiration, which produces spirituality videos, could sign up to promote any of these spirituality products right here. And there's tons of these products in all the niches that we mentioned: health, wealth, happiness, relationships, and travel. Now you might be saying, Matt, what if there isn't a product to promote within my niche? And it is true that not every niche will have a good product to promote. And that's why you have to make sure that you choose a good one, and I go over those best ones in video number 2 in this series. Now that doesn't mean you can't make a ton of money with other niches. You certainly can. Even if you run a general top 10 channel, you can make a lot of money. I've done it myself, and I continue to do so with a lot of my faceless channels that are primarily entertainment based. But for making the most amount of money online with YouTube AI faceless channels, it's imperative that you choose a good niche and one that will allow you to monetize in the ways that I'm talking about. Now, ad revenue is awesome as well. As I've mentioned, I've had tons of students make a ton of money with ad revenue. For example, Dan right here makes $8,000 per month. He's one of my students. Ali right here making nearly $9,000 per month. I talked with a student recently making $30,000 per month from his channel, and I interviewed him. Another one of my students, David right here though, went down the path of offering a digital product that he created himself, made over 100 grand in the last year. And guess what? He has less than a couple thousand subscribers. Luke right here made $2,400 promoting Tube Mastery and Monetization, which is my YouTube course, with less than 100 subscribers. And my student Matthew right here, who had a pretty small channel, was able to make $100 his first day implementing the high payout partner product method.
And I wanted to just shoot a quick testimonial for Matt Parr and his YouTube Mastery course. I actually purchased it 4 days ago. I followed his strategy, and on day 2, my second upload, I actually made a $100 affiliate commission. I highly recommend it. Obviously well worth it. You know, I made a sale second day, so.
Now I do have to give a disclaimer, these results are not typical. Don't expect just by watching these videos or buying a course or anything that you'll automatically make this much money. Obviously I can't guarantee that. What I can guarantee is throughout this video series, it's been my goal to provide you the exact information that all of these people are doing, as well as myself. And all of these people followed the exact same steps that I'm gonna be laying out in my upcoming program, the Tube AI system. Imagine being able to watch over my shoulder as I do this in front of you and give you step-by-step instructions and checklists so you know exactly what to do and when. Then imagine scaling to multiple different channels and all doing it with the power of AI to speed things up 100 times. Think about how much time and money and effort that you'll save having a proven blueprint as opposed to guessing what's gonna work. Now, as you can imagine, it's impossible for me to work with everybody. In fact, I like to keep my private community small so I'm able to answer every single question within them, and so we're able to give as much support as we need to give so people can get the results that they want. So please understand that spots are going to be granted on a first come, first served basis for this program. All right, I hope you've gotten a ton of value from this entire free course so far. Now at this point, you have a couple different options. You can take all the information that I've given you throughout this free course so far, you can start implementing it, and you can start getting some results with it. But monetizing your YouTube channel is just one of the parts of running a successful YouTube channel. You also have to generate great content, optimize your videos correctly, and a few other key things that almost no other influencers talk about when it comes to truly growing on YouTube. And that brings me to option number 2, which is discovering this process, the entire process, in a step-by-step checklist manner from someone who's already done this time and time again. And that's why I'd love to introduce you to my program called the Tube AI system. Now, even though this program is about running AI YouTube channels where you never have to show your face or step in front of a camera, the fundamentals that I teach within this program work for any type of channel. I'm going to show you my secret keyword process using the power of AI to optimize your videos as much as possible, which is one of my key growth hacks on YouTube. I'm going to show you how to actually generate tons of content super fast and systematize it with the power of AI, and how to grow super fast and how to scale to that next level with AI. Now, if you're at all interested in the Tube AI system, you can check it out down at the link below. We have a small group of people in there. We can't let too many people in there at one time. So if you're at all interested in doing this, please only join if you're truly serious about potentially changing your life with the power of YouTube, like YouTube changed my life. It brought me from a completely broke high schooler to making millions upon millions of dollars online. So I'm forever grateful for YouTube. And if I can be a part of helping you start your YouTube journey, it would be an honor. If this sounds cool to you, check it out down at the link below. It also even comes with a free 1-year subscription to Tube Magic. So if you're thinking about getting Tube Magic already, this is a no-brainer in my opinion, because you can just get a year subscription and basically get a free course, which should be several $1,000s with it, at a huge discount. So if you're at all interested in that, just check it out down at the link below. My name is Matt Parr. I hope you got a ton of value from this free course so far. Let me know if you want to see more free courses like this. And now throughout this course as well, I have talked about running faceless YouTube channels. If you're at all interested in running a faceless YouTube channel, I put together another free course very similar to this that gives a ton of value, and you can check it out next to me right there. But within this course, I'm going to show you how to actually run these faceless channels and how to do this process successfully. If you're at all interested in it, check it out next to me right there. My name is Matt Parr. Thanks for watching, and I will see you there.